Right. Yay.
Hey, brilliant. And I can see you on the side as well.
Brilliant.
Bingo. Right. Okay. Right. So here we go. Ready to go. Okay. For those that you don't know, I've got a different title, another title in this team, which is Sam's copy proofreader and spell checker. So hence being asked to do this for you tonight. Don't go thinking I'm any way qualified as an English teacher or anything like that. But one of my pet hates is seeing bad English in what's supposed to be professional, in a professional situation, like our post should be, and our anything we put up should be. So I'm forever correcting things on there. So if you have any doubts about anything that you're putting up, by all means give us a shout, or get a dictionary, or take care of what you're putting up is the message.
Mhm.
So moving on to the next one. I'll work out how to do this in a minute. Right, here we go. Right. So why is it important to make a good impression? So you are your shop window to your business. We're supposed to be professional with what we're doing. Would you want to buy something off an online advert, or would you like to apply for a job application, for example, where there's spelling mistakes all over the place? It would probably put you off a bit and think, well, what is this person about? Do I really want to go there? So that's really what we're looking at doing here, to make sure what you're putting out there looks good and looks professional. So who'd like to correct me on this one? What's wrong with this post? By all means, shout out. Or I can't see you on the side anymore. So anybody wants to shout out and give me an answer, feel free.
No K on the now. No.
Yeah, that's one of my pet hates, now and no.
Punctuation.
No, not very punctuation on this one because it works as is, but there is another one on there as well.
Want to know? That's right.
Yeah, that's that one, as you can see.
Better. How to learn.
There is another one. There you go. Right, it's how to learn, not how the number 2 to learn. You see that?
Yes, how to learn, of course.
Yeah. Again, that's another one of my pet hates, the versions of 2. You've got TO, TWO, TWO.
Yeah.
I'm sure what they are. And by all means, go to shout and I'll give you the details of how to remember each one. It's not difficult to remember. There's others like there, and there, here and here. There's those ones that are the biggest bugbear, I feel, that we should be getting right. Okay. So moving on to the next screen. Slang text. I do find it sometimes I'm in the group chats and I can't understand what somebody's written, to be honest. Though right, in that situation on the group chat, it's not a big issue because we all know each other, we're all buddies and in part of the same team.
Well,
but we must be careful not to let that go across into your post that you put up. I mean, just looking at that one, I mean, when we were doing this, putting this together, and Sam pulled this slide up, I looked at that, and there's only one on there that I would understand anyway. Yeah, which is the OMG. I wouldn't have a clue what the others were. And so if that's somebody's, Siobhan's just coming in, I'll just admit Siobhan. Yeah, so if I can't understand it, you've got to think to yourself, if you can't understand something, will anybody else understand it? Yeah, you're trying to get a message out to get someone to react with you, to converse with you, and if they can't understand what you've written, you're just making life harder for yourself because it isn't going to happen. Ooh, whose birthday is it?
No one's birthday.
Okay. All right, so maybe that's slang, so avoid slang. Now, grammar. Have a read of that one. Anybody like to suggest where there should be a full stop? Apart from at the end.
After hunting.
Exactly. You can see how easy it is to give something a totally wrong meaning, but it's by getting your punctuation wrong. Yeah. Apostrophes are the same. They will do, they would cause confusion at times. A little aside with apostrophes, there was a society in the UK for the protection of the apostrophes. you know, their ambition was to get people to use apostrophes correctly. They disbanded last year because they gave up the ghost. They've given up trying. So if you have problems with apostrophes again, that's not such a big deal these days because it seems everybody's in the same boat. But I would still say try your best here. Where it needs apostrophe, try and use one, or try and find a different word where it doesn't need one. So capital letters. Again, there's a number of places you need to put a capital letter. Now there's one that's going to be a big one for us with what we do, and that's places, place names. If you're putting a city name or a country name, a continent, you need a capital letter at the front. We would expect to know that in the industry that we're in. Yeah, it's quite simple. I mean, I used to be in the financial markets, in the mortgage market, and the words you use in that industry, I'd be expected to know what they mean and how to spell them. I'd do struggle if I couldn't spell the word mortgages when that's what I would be doing. Same applies. Get that capital letter right, and the same with your name. It's only a little thing, but if you're putting your name at the end of a message or a post, make sure you got the capital letter on the front. So we're going to go a couple of examples of bad practice now. Right, so this one. Who can see what's wrong with that?
Odd, spelt wrong.
Yeah, exactly. As you can see from the response below, on chalk, we should get on together. Totally wrong spelling of board. Okay, in the context of that, in a messaging post like that, it's not going to be a great deal. But if you spell it wrong there, you're going to spell it wrong in a post as well, aren't you? And then we've got this one. I like the quote is perfect. There is no I in happiness, but the trouble is, it would be if it was spelled right. Yeah, happiness, HAPPI, not Y. It would give someone a laugh, no doubt. Who can see what's wrong with that one? Just the top bit, not the response.
I can't really see it clearly.
Okay, so what it says, I swear 2012, or so old ago it was, you bring me a year of happiness and no stress. I won't take it for granted. Right? Should be
Granite.
Yeah. All right, that might be autocorrect has done that, but you need to check these things. If you've got autocorrect, check that it's correct in it as you want it to be. The witty response there is something I can really marvel at as well, which it's just rubbing it in.
Well, you have a spell check, don't you? Don't you have it underlined if it's wrong? I do.
Well, you see, spell check is never perfect in itself. How often does it do an American version or an English version? What's the opposite?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not guaranteed. I mean, I'll give you a quick example. When I first got the phone that I've got, my Apple phone, if I was doing texts or anything like that, I wanted to put my name at the end of the message. I'm sure you can all see what my surname is. I'll type in Kevin and it will automatically type in bacon. Now, for the life of me, I wouldn't say that's the most famous Kevin in the world if I knew much about the guy, but it's certainly not me.
Yeah.
So that's how much autocorrect and auto text can cause you problems. All right, so then we've got another little general example. Can you just listen to me? What? I like you, okay, and I feel that something is missing in my heart. I think you all see what's missing there.
Yeah.
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 All right. With David and Nadella, that's point might be quite adept to our business, but that's not the point. Yeah, it's spelled wrong. It takes the power away from the message.
My heart.
Yeah. So can you see where I'm getting at generally as to what we need to be looking at across the board? Your spelling, your punctuation, using the right version of a word. Yeah, and just take a bit of care, as it says here on this little picture. I hope you can see what's on the top there. Work smarter, not harder. Yeah, if you get it right, people can read it right, can see it right. You're going to get a much better chance of someone responding to you. And there's not going to be such hard work. And any little advantage we can give ourselves, it's got to be a benefit, isn't it? And just to end on a light-hearted note, this is an actual advertisement for a school teaching job in London. It's going back about 10 years from the book I took it out of. But would you apply for a job where the advert was written like that? By presumably one of the teachers had written the ad, or one of the administrators. Have a quick read of that, and don't all burst out laughing too loud. But yeah, any comments back on that would be appreciated. And that's just to finish it off with a bit of fun at the end. I've lost count of how many mistakes there are in there. But suffice to say, I don't want to see any posts from any of you in that still state.
Mhm.
I'm sure none of you would do that bad. Oh, Becky's just arriving now. I'll let Becky in, a bit late. Okay, so that's the end of the show. I hope that's helped a bit. As I say, I'm not a teacher by any means, but I just wanted to sort of touch on a few things that bug me, and hopefully we can learn something from it. So let's get everybody back in together.
Definitely,
Okay.
because my daughter, she's doing this as well, and then I'm getting a feedback as well. So this is really important how you present yourself.
It is. Yeah. I mean, just one word, to me, one word, just English grammar these days, we'll see what people are writing in some places, just basically makes my screen crawl sometimes. And yeah, I'm not saying that anybody in particular, but just generally, if you post from outside of here, posts you just generally see in places,
Yeah.
Yeah, so just be careful is the message.
I'm literally
Sorry, Carol.
Kevin, I'm literally having to, with my posts on Facebook, and I don't know if anyone else is noticing this, but I'll actually write a post and Facebook will actually change the wording in the post.
Oh.
It will change it to whatever it feels best is for that as it posts it. I don't know if anyone else has noticed that. I'm having to go back into my posts the minute I post them and actually go and changing words, because they're actually changing the wording themselves.
That's right. It's like the Kevin Bacon, isn't it? I mean, as I say, I mean, if you look at that last slide with all those mistakes on it, I had to copy that out of a book where I found it. It was hard to copy it because it wanted to correct things as I went through it.
Yeah.
And of course, I didn't want it to.
And I'm going to be honest with you guys. If someone's networking with me, and if they start talking slang to me when they're networking to me, I switch off immediately. I can't. I have no time for chavs. I'm not a chavvy person. When someone comes at me and they're being all chavvy, it's like turning a light bulb off in my head. It's like white noise to me. I don't want to hear it. I can't network with someone that networks like that. They could be the best networker in the world, but I cannot network with someone like that, because it's like mixing oil and water together. There's no communication that's going to flow. So I back off.
Think about it as well, people like that speak like that on posts and online. The likelihood is that'll drift into any team if they join the business that they bring in. It's going to take the tone down a bit in their particular team, which we don't really want, do we? We want us all to be at the highest standard and the positive standard.
You want to attract more than what you are. That's what you're here to do. You're here to attract more than what you are, because we learn and we grow by having more of what we are around us. Could you imagine if you sat there for half an hour and you've done this picture and it's phenomenal and it just blows everything out the water, and then you write this load of garbage that goes with it? What was the point in doing the picture in the first instance?
Yeah.
And this is the whole point of this. You can undo all your hard work with one word. I know that because I do that myself. Kevin will send me a message and say, have you clocked the mistake you've got on your post? And I've read it. And I've still not clocked it because I'm going that fast with my day.
Yeah.
But who's going to want to come and join my team if I can't converse correctly?
All right, anybody can forgive the odd spelling mistake, although we want to try and eliminate them from our posts. But if you get anywhere close to that last one, for example, or use the wrong version of words, or the simple things like a capital and the name of a country, that's probably more damaging than a slight spelling mistake.
Well, I'm a foreigner, so sometimes I do a really stupid mistakes.
But you have an
And I tell-
excuse.
Well, it's not an excuse, is it? I mean, I have done my BA here, so I should be fine.
Yeah.
But sometimes I just tell my daughter, check it. It doesn't look right.
I'll tell
Well,
you
it's-
one thing that you do that doesn't help you, which I feel
Mm.
that you could network an awful lot stronger. And I see you do it yesterday. So someone turned around and said to you that they've got interest on a post.
Yeah.
You've instantly put them in a conversation with me and you. I know you've had no conversation with them beforehand. I know damn well you haven't. If you network me like that, I'd never speak to you again. I'm serious. I would never speak to anybody networking me like that. That is treating someone as a number. That is the worst possible way to network. You've got to have a conversation with them behind the scenes rather than just saying, I'm interested, join here, and put them in a group. No one will join your business like that. No
Yeah.
one. You have got such good talents in you. I'm watching you grow at the moment. You put a thing up the other day about a fire, yeah, the pizza thing. You then put the fireside chat with it. That is really, really good. And this is what this whole thing is about. There's no point you doing one thing that's amazing and then just smashing it apart because you're being lazy. And this is what it is all about. It's laziness.
And it can all be solved by just pausing and checking back over what you've written.
Spiritual lady said something to me the other day, and I will share it with you. She said to me, stop, look, and then choose. I don't even need to go to the book to tell you. Stop, look, and then choose. Stop, look, choose. Because I bet you any money you don't stop. I bet you look, and I bet you don't choose. You react. And when you react, you don't give the best of you. So if you stop, look, and choose what you're going to do, then you're in control of it, not anything else, and it flows from your energy, not anyone else's energy, and it enables you to attract the right people around you. Step back a bit.
And I'll just repeat something I said to Sam yesterday as well from the trainings that we've both been on with Matt Richards. One of the things I remember and picked up on from what he said, it was always use a particular time to respond to all your messages. Don't be in a habit of your message comes in, oh, got a message, and respond to it quite quick, straight away on the cuff. Take your time. They're not expecting a reply straight away necessarily. We're not all sitting on a machine waiting for messages to come in and go out. And you'll be more in control then and know what you're writing and thought about what you're writing as your answer.
Don't react. Step back. Step back every time. And the reason why you need to step back, like what Kevin's just said, is it stops you looking desperate as well. Busy people don't reply instantly. You're here to show yourself. You're here to present yourself, and all of it marries up as one. Let's be honest about it. I have the confidence to do lives getting straight off my bike or actually on my bike spinning, sweat covered in sweat, stinking like there's no tomorrow's business. But I've built my audience up like that to be able to accept me, to accept the fact that I'm going to be me no matter what. The only way that I've been able to be me is to step back. And I don't know if anyone else can notice, but I feel fantastic. I feel amazing because I step back. I don't react anymore. I step back, I look, and I choose. I choose what my response is going to be. It's not a reaction, it's a response. If you want the best out of your business, you need to respond. You all wrote that down. I see everyone very quickly move on that.
Yeah.
What
This is
I
good.
like to do.
I'm always rushing. I say, oh my God, quickly. She will go, but it looks desperate. It really looks desperate.
I'd like to do a Zoom call on confidence. I feel that this is something that really needs to be done on how you are within yourself. Because the more confidence that you've got, the more successful you're going to be. And
I think as well.
Yeah, let's be honest, but we all know you can shove my head down the toilet and I'm still going to come back up and I'm going to rise like a phoenix every single time. Never
I think that goes hand in hand with getting out of your comfort zone a bit as well, Sam.
Correct. Well, I don't have a comfort zone, do I, Kevin?
No.
No.
I'm getting out of mine and more than I did as well.
Yeah, I do not have a comfort zone at all. There's no point in having a comfort zone. I mean, I've given birth to 2 children. There's no comfort in that. There's no comfort zone left. If you've had children, you don't have a comfort zone. And all of us, apart from Kevin, are ladies on this call. So there's no reason why we can't go out and smash anything that comes near us. So I'll do the next one Tuesday. Please feel free to send me messages on what you want some help with confidence, because I know what I've got inside me, and I believe I know what you guys have got inside you, and I want to pull it out. So next one we'll do confidence. Yes, Kevin?
Yeah.
I think it's
Oh,
going to be
scratching
every
my head.
Tuesday now then.
Yeah.
7 o'clock every Tuesday.
7 o'clock every Tuesday. Yeah. Is that a good time?
Is that in addition to the?
Yeah, fine.
7 p.m. Yeah.
Is that in addition to Thursdays at 5? Then?
I'm not quite sure if we are running the Thursday at 5 every single week. I believe that was just a once a month that we will do with that. We are going to need to put our prospecting